The RAV4, CR-V, Tucson, and Sportage Hybrid look like four versions of the same idea. That's exactly why shopping for one gets confusing. But each of these has a reason to survive your shortlist, and each has a reason to get cut. Let's find yours. This video is about the analysis, the numbers you can actually verify, prices, space, fuel economy, warranties, and capability, how each one drives, how the seats feel, how quiet it is at speed. That is what your own test drive is for. We will hand you the checklist at the end. Start with the biggest news in this group. For 2026, Toyota redesigned the RAV4 from the ground up and killed the gas-only version. Every RAV4 is now a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. And for the first time, you can get the hybrid with front-wheel drive. Toyota didn't update its bestseller. It moved the starting line. Here's our starting buyer. A family, no charger at home, budget around $40,000. They want cheap miles without giving up real space. Later, we'll change that situation and watch the shortlist change with it. The Sportage Hybrid starts about $5,000 below the CR-V Hybrid. Why so big? Simple. Kia sells you a hybrid at its base trim. Honda doesn't. Its cheaper CR-V trims are gas only, and the hybrid starts 3 rungs up the ladder, already well equipped. Honda makes you climb before it hands you a hybrid. None of these advertised prices is what you'd pay at checkout. Delivery fees, all-wheel drive, and packages reshuffle the order. Today, base prices just open the shortlist. A future episode compares the versions people actually drive home, equipped the same way. If you skip all-wheel drive, 2 of these lead on economy, and they're 1 mile per gallon apart. The new front-drive RAV4 posts 43 combined, the Sportage 42. In plain terms, for most drivers, the fuel bill difference is a couple of dollars a month. The Honda sits close behind at 40. Here's a change most shoppers missed. The Tucson Hybrid used to come only with all-wheel drive. Mid-year, Hyundai added front-drive versions that bring the entry price under $33,000. One honest catch. The official economy numbers for those new versions aren't out yet. We'll say so, rather than guess. Add all-wheel drive, and the story flips. The Kia takes the biggest hit. Its combined rating falls 7 miles per gallon to 35. The Toyota and Honda give up far less. So if you genuinely need all-wheel drive, the cheapest badge quietly gets more expensive to feed. If you don't need it, that's a future episode. Now the number that surprised us. The redesigned RAV4 lists the least rear legroom here, more than 3 inches behind the other 3. 3 inches is the difference between your teenager sitting comfortably and their knees riding in your back. If the back seat is used daily by tall people, this one number matters more than any badge. Behind the back seats, the Kia leads at 39.5 cubic feet, the Hyundai close behind, then the Toyota, then the Honda. Translation: the Sportage swallows the road trip load, stroller, cooler, and the bags, with the least Tetris. If a small camper or a pair of jet skis is in your life, this gets short. The RAV4 tows up to 3,500 pounds in the right configuration. The others top out well below that. For the tow-and-snow buyer, Toyota just made the shortlist very short. Coverage is where Korea flexes. Hyundai and Kia back the powertrain for 10 years or 100,000 miles, but mostly for the first owner. Toyota's headline answer is the hybrid battery. 10 years, 150,000 miles, and it transfers when you sell. Keep the car forever? Korea's deal is great. Sell in 5 years? Toyota's promise travels with the car. One warning before verdicts. A cheaper car that needs a $3,000 package to match features isn't cheaper. In a future episode, we price these 4 equipped the same way. Heated seats, safety tech, power liftgate, and the order changes. Today's verdicts use what's confirmed right now. Drives a lot, wants cheap miles. Front drive, the RAV4 and Sportage survive, 43 and 42 combined. The CR-V hangs on as the near miss at 40. The Tucson gets cut, not because it's thirsty, but because its new front drive economy is still officially unknown. When Hyundai publishes the number, this verdict gets rerun. That's a promise, not a footnote. 2 kids, road trips, no charger, under 40 grand. Here's the twist. The segment's bestseller gets cut. The CR-V, Tucson, and Sportage all give the back seat over 41 inches. The new RAV4 doesn't come close on paper, and for this family, the back seat is the car. Biggest name, first cut. That's why you run the numbers. The most car for the money. At sticker, the Sportage and the Tucson finish within $500 of each other. That's not a gap. That's a rounding error. One option package reorders them. So this one is genuinely too close to call on the window sticker, and it gets settled comparably equipped. That's a future episode. What we can say today, the Kia and the Hyundai are your two to price out. Tows a small trailer, sees real winters. Only one of the four clears 3,500 pounds with all-wheel drive on the menu across the range. The RAV4 survives alone. Everything else gets cut by the hitch, not the badge. One honest caveat on the Toyota. This RAV4 is a first-year, ground-up redesign. That's why it leads on economy and towing. And it's also why cautious buyers wait. No long-term record yet, and first-year cars sometimes carry first-year bugs. If you avoid year one on principle, the CR-V and the Korean pair are the proven picks. Here's the whole video on one screen. Notice something? All four cars survive somewhere, and every one of them gets cut somewhere. There is no best compact hybrid SUV. There's a best one for your situation. Screenshot this, find your row, and you just saved yourself 10 hours of reviews. Now the part we can't do for you. On the test drive, check. Rear seat comfort with your passengers, not a tape measure. Cabin noise at highway speed. How the hybrid brakes feel in stop and go. Whether the screen distracts or helps. And sit in the third car even if you've decided. The cheapest insurance in car buying is one more test drive. If your final two are the RAV4 and the CR-V, a future video prices them equipped the same way, because that's where this fight actually gets decided. New pricing drops. We rerun the numbers and pin the update. That's the deal on this channel. The numbers decide, and when the numbers change, so do we.